We've got a wonderful company here at Goodwater, but I think like everybody else back in 2008, 2009, the economy started to turn down and we were finding things quite difficult. Around about that time we had very little direction. We had a very simple company policy which was more of the same, and that had served us well for probably the previous decade. We found that margins were coming tight, but at that time we didn't really know what a margin was. So we, at the back end of 2009, I say when things were difficult, we thought we needed to do something. We'd had our credit withdrawn and we found we had to approach a new bank, and the manager of the new bank suggested that we speak to Trevor from Secanta, who would be able to give us some sound financial advice. In around about the autumn of 2009, Trevor first arrived, and we had a look at our finances and realised that we had very little in the way of company direction, financial planning. So we went about making a change. I think if we hadn't done at that time, we may have been starting down a fairly slippery slope, and it's quite possible that we might not be here today. From the previous year, we've actually managed to expand our turnover by 16%. That alongside a financial plan where we had actual budgets for the first time ever. We had actual targets which were, in the first year, in my opinion, very ambitious, and which I'm pleased to say that we've actually exceeded. In fact, we've doubled, and our profits are up by many multiples. We're really well positioned with new staff members on the sales side and on the contracting team to allow us to move forward, and I expect this year to be a similar growth to last year, when at the same time our opponents and some of our key competitors have either gone to the wall or are struggling.
Well, this afternoon has been a fantastic occasion. It's a real pleasure and a privilege actually to be part of this Goodwater team. I've been with them now for about 18 months, and they just grasped just a few simple ideas back then, and Martin King in particular as the MD, he got the vision for thinking about where he wants to take this business in the future, and together with his team of directors, in fact the whole company, he put a case together for a plan going forward, and they set themselves targets which actually they've more than doubled in terms of their profitability. It's absolutely amazing. They're such a successful team working together, and such a committed team as well. And also we have a lot of fun working together. I'm only in here one day a month, and yet we just enjoy each other's company and working on getting the business as successful as possible.
I think they've done a remarkable job. I think they've matured enormously. Trevor and I were talking about this, and they're not the same people they were 2 years ago. The four main guys have matured, risen to the task and delivered, and I'm very, very proud of them. And I like leaving the company in their hands so that I can go sailing. What more could you say? That's trust.